coming to London? 2012. About 2,800 years ago, they were in Greece for probably the very first time. We are asking general public in London what they think about Olympics coming to London. And this is what they are saying.
Affect your life as a Londoner?
I think it's going to be much more exciting.
How do you think Olympics would influence the life of yours as a Londoner?
I actually don't live in London, and I'm an art teacher, so we do a lot in art. We're making a lot of films and things about it, so it's good in that sense, giving people something to focus on.
Excellent. Yeah. How do you think Olympics is going to impact you as a
I would probably say if I were on the Olympics, it would really help me and keep me fit, because at the moment my legs are just about to let me collapse.
I just wanted to ask you, how would you think the Olympics would influence your life as a Londoner?
I'm not from London.
I'm
from Peterborough,
What do you think about the Olympics coming to London?
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the world, isn't it?
What do you think is the effect of Olympics coming to London?
I think it's a positive effect, brings people together, and I think it's a good thing for London.
How do you think the Olympics will influence your life as a Londoner?
I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to, there will be problems with transport, or some things are going to get more complicated in the short term. But I think the opportunity to celebrate who we are in London, all the diversity of it, the amount of stuff that's being planned, and the different sites and how accessible it is, I think it's just going to be really good.
How do you feel the Olympics will influence your life as a Londoner?
As a Londoner, I think it will be very congested. I think it will be exciting, but it will be a struggle for the city to cope with the congestion.
Okay. So how do you feel the Olympics are going to influence
that there will be quite a lot more tourism to London in the economy.
How do you feel the Olympics are going to influence you as a Londoner?
I can see that they're spending money on the Olympics, and that they're spending money on some infrastructure, but a lot of it, to be honest with you, I feel could be spent better. For example, where I live, they've built a new town square where they put in statues and things like that, which is all good and well. But I feel that when you've got pensioners struggling to fuel their homes through the winter, that money could be spent better.
I think the Olympics coming to London is, in one aspect, a positive event. But I think it's just been a little bit overhyped. What my thoughts are is not what's going to happen when the Olympics comes to London. What's going to happen when the Olympics leave London? How much of that are Londoners who live locally going to benefit? Other cities around the world have made, good use of the facilities that they've had. For example, in Beijing, people still use those facilities. But I think, Stratford, the Olympics, regeneration, I think it's just probably gone a tad too far, too much money, too much red tape. But let's hope it's all for the positive, positive side of the city.
Affect your life as a Londoner?
Well, I think it will be great to have the Olympics in London. Yeah, really exciting. Lots of people, lots of things going on, lots of sport on TV. Great.
Do you think it will have any benefits?
Yeah, long term. East Stratford, East London, improve the quality of housing and retail and accommodation out in East London. So there's a long-term benefit. Yeah.
How do you feel the Olympics going to affect your life as a Londoner?
I think travel is going to be quite difficult at the time. Other than that, not really.
I'm not a Londoner, but I'm a Swedish person, and I will be watching.
How do you feel it's going to affect you as a Londoner?
We don't actually come from London. We live near Colchester in Essex.
Have you got any opinions about it?
No, not strong ones. No.
Are you excited about it?
Not particularly. No, I'm not a sport. We're not very sporty people.
How do you feel about the Olympics coming to London?
I think it's a great opportunity to London to have the games here this year. I think it's a great opportunity.
What sort of opportunities do you think?
To be known in the whole world. There's going to be a lot of people traveling to England, so it's a great opportunity to show the best things of England.
Undecided, to be frank with you. It could bring a lot. On the other hand, it could just make London very crowded and very busy and very expensive.
What do you think about influence of Olympic for London and people who live in London?
Not a lot. Total, complete and utter waste of money. There are people who cannot get jobs, cannot afford to live today, and we are wasting money on this.
I think it'll be really good. I think it'll have quite a good long-term impact on London. Like, everything's getting built up, so I think it'll be good for the economy and stuff, and business, and be quite exciting having it on your doorstep. So, yeah.
It'll be really good for tourism and lots of jobs and things like that. So I think it's quite exciting, and there'll be lots of market as well. So that'll be good.
Thank you.
How do you think the Olympics will affect your life as a Londoner?
Actually, I'm not a Londoner, so I'm just like a tourist traveling.
But do you have an opinion on the Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't really like the logo for this year's Olympics, but then I am excited about it because it's held in London. I love the city, so yeah.
I'm a new Londoner, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to affect me, but I suppose a lot more traffic, tube's going to be crowded, and who knows, maybe prices will rise, but I've heard that it should help the economy, maybe put some more jobs and positions out for people who are looking for a job.
How do you think the Olympics will affect your life as a Londoner?
I think that the Olympic Games will be great in London, and I think that the association will make London more famous, and I hope that London will succeed in the Olympic Games.
The Olympics will influence your life as a Londoner?
I don't think it will really, to be honest. I'm not involved in it. Yeah, just because it's a different part of London from where I live, so I'm not going to be affected by the transport and that kind of thing, and I'm not going, so I'm not going to enjoy it.
Olympics coming to London.
I think it's a great opportunity for England to have such a big event being held in their country. I think it would do the country well.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we can see the city pretty vibrant. I think we're going to be welcoming lots of new people, and I think it's continuing to put London on the map.